Welcome back again to the H2O Spirit channel, where you will be baptized in the spirit of mathematics, physics, and chemistry. Okay, like I told you, we are going to be doing calculations involving refraction. Please, if you have not watched our previous videos on the teachings on refraction, please, you have to do that so that you can understand this very well. Okay. Now we are going to take one of the natures of questions that comes out in your exam in WAEC and JAM, and this is one of them. This is UME, that's University Matriculation Examination. It came out in 1992, question number 28. Whether you like it or not, if you are a student preparing for JAM and you do not know this topic, it means that you are not on your way to success. You must understand refraction. It's a very important topic for students preparing for JAM and XSC and other related examination. Now, the question says that the speed of light in air is 3 times 10 raised to the power of 8 meters per second. Okay? The speed of light in air is 3 times 10 raised to the power of 8 meters per second. What is the speed in glass with refractive index of 1.5? The question is saying that if the speed of light in air is this, and this is the refractive index of the glass, what would be the speed of the light in glass? Remember in my previous video, I told you that when light moves from air to glass, the speed will change because the density of air and the density of glass is not the same. So in this question, they want to see if you actually understood what you have learned in our previous videos. Okay? Now, remember the formula I gave you. It's a very cheap question. I told you that the refractive index is equals to sine I over sine arrow. Remember, I is the angle of incidence, arrow is the angle of refraction, is the same as the speed of light in air over the speed of light in glass, and is also the same as the wavelength of light in air over the wavelength of light in glass. Please, this is when light moves from air to glass. In the other way around, light can move from air to water. So what you'll be having here will be for water. Or light can even move from water to glass. And then you'll be having speed of light in water to the speed of light in glass. So I want you to be attentive to details whenever you are solving problems involving refraction. Now, according to this question, we definitely do not need this, and we definitely do not need this. So what we need is our refractive index, comparing it to the various speed of light in air and in glass. So we bring out the variables that we need. So the refractive index is equals to VA over VG. Okay? Now, what is our refractive index according to the question? Our refractive index is 1.5. So we'll put it here. 1.5 equals to, what is the speed of light in air? Look at it. 3 times 10 raised to the power of 8. Even if they didn't give you, you should know the speed of light in air. I told you before. So we have 3 times 10 raised to the power of 8 meters per second. Okay? We do not need to put the unit. So all over the speed of light in glass. Okay? So this question is very cheap. I've told you before in my videos where I did the sparsity of solid, that if you want to solve a problem like this, you don't have to stress yourself. What you need to do is take this one here, bring this one down. That's all. So you have the speed of light in glass equals to 3 times 10 to the power of 8 over 1.5. Now, I know you need calculator to solve this problem, but if you are a smart student that knows mathematics, you will discover that there are 1.5 in 3. That if I divide 3 by 1.5, I will get 2. So if you do that, you have 2 times 10 raised to the power of 8 meters per second. So this is the answer to the question. Very, very cheap. As long as you know your formula, you apply the values to your formula, you get your answer quickly. Now, if you watch very well, the answer is not A. The answer is not B. Our answer is what? C. So you can shade it. And then we are going to check another question on refraction. Now, this question 2, okay, still on refraction. According to this question, please look very well. You have a glass 0.9 centimeter thick, okay? This is simply the distance moved by the light. So if you want to bring your parameters, you can write that your distance is 0.9 centimeter. Don't forget, you must be consistent with your unit. You don't solve in centimeter, you solve in meter. Most especially when your speed is in meter per seconds. So we have to divide this value by 100. Don't forget, if you want to convert from centimeter to meter, you divide your value by 100. So we are going to divide 0.9 over 100. And that is likely to give us 0.009 meter, or 9 times 10 raised to the power minus 3 meters. Yes. Then we continue. Has a refractive index of 1.5. Okay. In general, the refractive index of most glasses, if not all, is 1.5. While the refractive index of water is 4/3, which is 1.333. Okay. Now, your refractive index here is 1.5 according to the question. The question says, how long does it take for a pulse of light to pass through the plate? How long does it take for a pulse of light to pass through the plate? It means that in this question, we are going to be calculating the time taken for the light to move from air back to air, because if you move from air, it will pass through the glass and then go back to air. So we are looking for time. So you can write that your time is unknown. Now, what do we also need? Like I told you, you have to memorize that the speed of light in air is 3 times 10 raised to power 8 meter per seconds. Okay? The speed of light is 3 times 10 raised to the power of 8 meter per seconds. So it means that we are going to write the speed of light in air as 3 times 10 raised to the power 8 meter per seconds. Now, remember that our refractive index will give us what? The speed of light in air over the speed of light in glass. Please do not forget this. Refractive index is speed of light in air to the speed of light in glass. Please memorize your formulas very well. Okay? So what do we need to do? If we must calculate for the time taken for the pulse of light to move from air through the glass, we must have to know the speed of light in the glass. And how do we know that? That's the reason you have to memorize your formula. So we need to know this. Don't forget that it's distance over time. Okay? Now, as a JAM student, you can cut it short this way, knowing fully well that your speed, please take note of this, your speed is distance over time. So it means that I can take my distance over time and put it here to replace the speed of light in glass, because I really do not need that. So I will remove this one and pull this so that I can determine my time taken. Okay? So if I want to do that, I am going to get refractive index equals to the speed of light in air divided by d over t. And you know what this means? That when you have three fractions together, you have to be careful with the way you divide them. Look at this, class. Look at this. Remember, if you have a divided by b over c, this simply means that you are going to get a over 1 divided by b over c. And if you check very well, you will find that you have a over 1 times c over b, so that you have ac over b. So it means that if I have a nature of fraction like this t can automatically go to the top. Okay, so that my refractive index now will be the speed of light in air multiplied by the time taken all over my distance. So if you have gotten to this extent, it means that you have gotten your answer. So what do you have to do now? Just substitute your variables and the sky will be your starting point. So we are looking for the time. So let's do that very fast. Okay, now our refractive index that is given to us is 1.5 equals to speed of light in air is 3 times 10 raised to the power of 8 times your time taken all over the distance. What is our distance? Our distance is, you either use this or this. If you are using this, you are 0.009. So what do we simply do now? It is good for us to cross multiply. When you cross multiply, you have 1.5 times 0.009 equals to 3 times 10 raised to the power of 8t. That's what we have. So it is very cheap. So what you do now, because you're looking for time, you have to divide both sides with 3 times 10 raised to the power of 8. So when you do that, you divide here by 3 times 10 raised to the power of 8. You do the same here, 3 times 10 raised to the power of 8. So this can cancel this, so that your time is equals to, this is what we have to do first. We are going to multiply 1.5 by this value, and this is what we are going to get. So 1.5 times 0.009 will give us 0.0135. Okay, 0.0135 over 3 times 10 raised to the power of 8. It will be very easy for us if we do this. Don't forget your JAM calculator, if it's JAM you are preparing for, do not have exponentials. So what you likely do is simple. You divide this value by this particular value, and then don't touch this. Just divide 0.0135 by this and see what we are going to get. Okay? Divide by 0. If you divide 0.0135 by 3, you have 0.0045. 0.0045. So we have that time is 0.0045 over 10 raised to the power of 8. That's what we have. So in conclusion, I think we can just create a space here. So we finish the question here. Okay, in conclusion, don't forget 10 raised to the power of 8 in mathematics. If you take it upward, it becomes 10 raised to the power of minus 8. So that you have time equals to 0.0045 times 10 raised to the power of minus 8. Okay, to put it in the standard form according to the options, it means that you have to move your points from here 1, 2, 3, and you've done that 3 times. If you do that 3 times by moving this way, you have to remove 3 here, so that we have 4.5 times 10 raised to the power of minus 8 minus 3 give us minus 11 seconds. So this becomes the answer. Is the answer A, class? No, the answer is not A. Is it B? No, the answer is not B. Is the answer C? Be careful. These two answers look similar. The answer is not C, because the power here is the power minus 10. So the answer is what? D. Is shaded. Okay? We are going to take one more question on refraction, but certainly not in this nature, so that we'll continue. Now, this is question number 3, still on calculations involving refraction. Okay? According to the diagram, we were told to calculate for the refractive index of the glass. Okay? Look at this question very well. It came out in Jan 1986 as question number 27. Look at the question. This is your incident ray. Okay? Now, although we are not supposed to get reflected ray in a glass, but if the glass is very thick, you can have reflected ray. I think this question is a mistake. this one ought to be reflected, not refracted. Reflected ray, okay? Reflected ray. Why this becomes our refracted ray. Now, this is our incident ray. This is our reflected ray. You only see reflection in glasses that are very thick, very, very thick. That is to say that probably the refractive index of the glass is going to be bigger than 1.5. Okay, but let's see our calculation. It will tell us if we are correct. Now, this is your angle of incidence. Okay, now as you can see, why the question becomes complicated is the fact that you have your reflected ray and refracted ray together, and that is giving us angle 90 degree. Now, if you want to demystify this question, this is what you simply do. Very, very easy. Don't forget the laws of reflection. The second reflection states that the angle of incidence is equal to the angle of reflection. So if your angle of incidence here is 60, it means that your angle of reflection will probably be 60 degree. So that means you are going to get 60 here, 60 here. Okay? Now, if I draw my diagram this way, and you have our normal, you have incident ray, you have reflected ray, and you have refracted ray this way. Now, if this place is 60 degree, it means that this place will also be 60 degree. Don't forget, this angle is 90 together. Be careful. Why is this 60 degree? Because the angle of incidence, if it is 60, the angle of reflection will also be 60. That's the laws of reflection, not the laws of refraction. Okay? If you have 60 and still, don't forget that the angle from here to this place is 90 degree. So if it's 90 degree, it means that if here is 60, if here to here is already 60, it means that you are left with 30 degree here. This angle becomes 30. Now, what do we call this angle? Well, that will be for another day. It's called the Planck angle. Okay? Now, if this place is 30 degree and here is 60, it makes it up 90. And then if you look very well, according to the question, we are told that this angle is 90. So if this angle is 90 and you have taken 30 out, it means that the remaining angle here will be 60 degree. Okay? Now you have to be very careful not to think that this angle is the angle of refraction, because the angle of refraction is the angle between the refracted ray and the normal. So it means that it is this angle here that is your angle of refraction. Okay, so if this place is 60 degree, don't forget from here to this place is another 90. You can play the video many times so you can get it very well. So this place, if here is 60, this place becomes 30 degree. So wow, we have gotten our angles of incident and refracted angle. How? This is the angle of incidence is equals to 60 degree. Our angle of refraction is 30 degree. So what do we do? Remember that refractive index from air to glass is sine I over sine R. So that will give us sine 60 over sine 30. Okay? Don't forget that your sine 60 is root 3 over 2 divided by your sine 30, which is 1 over 2. And that will further give us root 3 over 2 times 2 over 1. So what do we have now? We have that this can cancel this. What are we left with? Root 3. Now let us see. Our answers are not given to us in short form, so we have to break it down. So what's the value of root 3? The value of root 3 will give us 1.732. Then let's check if our answer is in the option. The answer is A. That's 1.73 in 2 decimal places. Okay, that's all we have to give you for now. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, do so, because we have more important topics to share with you in our next video. Don't forget to like. Please help us to share and subscribe. Also, you have to turn on your notification bell so that you can always come across our videos whenever we post. Thank you very much. See you in my next video.